Good morning, welcome. This is smarthelping.com. I'm Jay, and we've got a payroll KPI Excel template. It's going to track everything related to payroll. I did a year-to-date view. You've got 12 periods, you've got year-to-date totals, and year-to-date averages. The template will come with all these entries zeroed out, but I've got data in here so you can see how it works. We've also got visuals for all these different metrics, and I'll go through it with you now. So top section is just total labor costs. So these are all wages. So every period you can put your total monthly wages. There's input for taxes and benefits as a percentage, but if you want to manually input those, you can. Usually they're a fixed percentage though. Non-employee wages, so contractors, other wages you're paying to people, other labor rates that are not just non-employees. But still you're paying them. Total period labor cost, and then you've got a budget here you can enter each period, and then we compare the total actual payroll or labor cost versus the budgeted, and you can see the average per month as well in these. So in this case, we've spent $1,047,000 in labor. Our budget was 1.2. We're 212,000 under budget. So positive is good here, negative is bad, 16% under. Then you've also got total period revenue in order to compare the percentage of total labor to total revenue. So you see how much of your total revenue is being taken up with labor costs here and the grand total. Next, time to process payroll. So this could be denoted in hours or days. It depends on really the size of your organization and just how you track the time it takes. But you could put total payroll runs per period, total time it took to process in total all of those runs, and then you got your average time to do a payroll run here. And then we can see we did 28 total runs for the year, 60 total units of time, which could have been days or hours. The average, so we're averaging 5 units per payroll run and averaging 2.33 payroll runs a month. And on average, it takes 2.14 units to do one payroll run over the course of the year. Another big part, overtime hours. So you want to track, okay, you've got a certain amount of overtime hours you're going to allocate, which is your budget here. Then you can enter how much you actually used across all employees. And then this is the remaining or difference. So here we use 50, our budget was 5, so negative 45. And then you also have a running surplus. So if you want to add up the budget over time and see how you're comparing your budget versus your actual overtime spent and how that accumulates, here you can see, okay, we've actually, over the course of 12 months, 203 hours under the budget, so 72% under. And on this, we've spent 77 total overtime hours. Our budget was 280, remainder 203 surplus. And on average, we did 6.4 overtime hours a month. Our budget average was 23, and so our average remainder is 16.92. Okay, next, overtime wages. So same thing as above exactly, except for you're doing it in dollar amounts instead of hours available. So how much you allocate to the overtime budget and how much you spent in overtime per period, and then the totals and averages as well as a running total. And here in this case, we're 131% over budget. So we've spent 21,000 more than we budgeted in this case. Next, error rate. So here we're just looking at how many payroll runs there were, which we already calculate up here. So we can directly reference that here. So we don't have to re-reference it. This will automatically change. And you just put how many of the payroll runs in this period contain an error. And here's your error rate and overall error rate. Another important one, employee turnover. So how many employees you started with. In the period, how many you hired, how many you lost, your ending period employee count, and then you can see the net change, the attrition rate, and the net headcount change. Note, these two are different. Attrition rate is just looking at the amount of employees lost in the period relative to the beginning employee headcount. Net headcount change is going to take into account employees lost and added, so it's just looking at the beginning and ending balance change, which is different than the attrition rate. Attrition, let's say you lose one employee per month and you're gaining two per month. Well, that one employee you lose a month is going to start to be less and less of a percentage of the total. So your attrition rate will be going down in that case. But if the net headcount change is going to be different because you're taking into account both employees hired and lost. I think both are important. The most important one though is this attrition rate, and then I also did a percentage of the total employees change, the total change relative to the starting amount. So here we start with 40, and we actually increased our employee headcount by 92% by the end of the 12 months. So now we're at 77, which is 37 count difference. We got our average attrition rate here. What else do we have? So cost of payroll processing. So this was a little bit complicated and less, I feel like, useful, but still somewhat relevant. So if you want to figure out what you're actually spending to get your payroll processed, you've got up to 3 worker types, what their total wages are per period. Then you could enter the percentage of their time in the period that they spend processing payroll for each worker type. And then you also got to account for their taxes and benefits. So this calculates their total tax and benefits costs for the period. And then any other payroll software fees and any other cost per period. And then finally, we're doing this calculation here that's going to take the total wages against the percentage and give you total cost. So this is doing, this times this, plus this times this, plus this times this, and then plus all of these to get your total period cost to process payroll, year-to-date total, average per month, and same with all these. All right, so that's everything I got for you on that. The visuals we did, we showed a bunch of different ones here, a lot of actual versus budget, and then a lot of cumulative variances. So like here's a cumulative variance of what you spent on payroll versus your budget. So as this goes up, that's saying this is how much you're under your payroll budget. Percentage of payroll cost to total revenue, average time to do a payroll run. Actually, let's put a data label on this, and I'll go 10 bold. In whatever units that is. It's not actually defined, so that could be hours or days depending on your situation. Overtime hours versus budgeted and the running surplus. So this chart here is calculating the net difference between these two each period. So overall, the budget is higher than the overtime hours used, so we're going up overtime. But it wasn't for these first few periods, this is why you see a negative. Overtime budget or overtime paid versus budget, the same deal. This chart's calculating the net difference between these two, and now your overtime paid is actually over the budget, so we're going down on this chart, which is bad. Error rate, attrition rate, ending period headcount of all employees, and then total cost to process payroll. So a lot of good stuff here. Like I said, when you get the template, you will have all of these yellow cells zeroed out, so you can enter it fresh, enter your data fresh, and then every year you want to track it, you just make a different file name, use your base template that has everything zeroed out, and restart. You could also just duplicate the tab. So I can right click the tab, go to move or copy, click the data tab, create copy, and now I have a whole new year here. I could just I could start with like a version or a base that has everything zeroed out, and then just use it for each year, have a different tab. It's very light, so this would work fine with 10, 20 tabs, 30 tabs over 30 years would be, the Excel could handle that no problem because there's not a whole lot of data here or calculation logic. Alrighty. Well, that's all I got for you. Remember, if you want to download the template, links in the description box below. This will be included in a couple different bundles on smarthelping.com. Let me go over here. So it's definitely, let me see, it's going to be in a bundle on the side here. It definitely be in the accounting bundle. It'll be in the HR bundle, human resources. Put it in this one, and then also it's going to fit into the sales pipeline and KPI dashboards as one of these. So it'll be included in all those bundles, or one-time price is just going to be a $45 template. So if you want to just buy just a template, it'll be listed on all those pages for 45 bucks. And remember, if you want to check out all the templates, you go to all financial models at the top. You can look at the different sections here. I've done a lot of my work is startup financial modeling and three-statement modeling, but I also do some dashboarding, like you see in this one, and in all kinds of different things. So you can check these out. A lot of real estate underwriting, industry-specific financial models, joint venture distributions. I got a new one of these coming out this week. It'll be pretty good. Uh, business valuation, accounting templates for all kinds of different stuff, HR trackers, Google Sheet environment or frameworks for databases, sales pipeline. This is where, again, the main category that we're putting the payroll KPI into. Yep, so you can check out the site. There's all kinds of stuff. You can shop by the bundles. Also note I do bulk discounts. If you buy over 3 to 9 templates, you're going to get automatically 30% off. And that's simply like if I go in here, and I don't know if you can see this, but if I add to cart, if I go add over 3, I'm now automatically getting a discount. If I have over 3 units of anything, and not the same thing either. Like I could have, one of these. Let's check out another one. One of these. Okay, continue shopping. And then, one of these. Now if I have my third one, boom, I now got a 30% discount. So that's how the template discounts work, and then it scales. If you do over 9, you actually start to get a 40% discount. If you do over 19, you get a 50% discount. And the biggest discount you can get if you just buy all the financial models for $9.99, that's like 80% off. If you look at all the individual costs to buy everything, there's over 200 models in here. And this grants you access to everything I've built on the site to date, and also all future templates. It's very easy for me to ping you an updated file. I just engage the download link, and then you'll get the updated version whenever you need it. One purchase equals one user license, and that's all I got for you on this. I'll see you on the next one. Like and subscribe.